the context of 2024-2025 academic year. We are delighted to note that our partners are here. We have had energizing ladies. They are here present. Children, say amen to our mothers. Amen. I think we have been hearing them sometime while we're still in the corner. Due to the crisis, Mama, from energizing ladies, that's why we have adopted this place as our temporary location. Unfortunately for us, we are really struggling to say we can hook up to more partners. I think, like I spoke earlier, we already have had response to one of our bid for registration for public exam. Mama have said it. After this, when we're having a working session, that we can come out with a comprehensive list for those who are going to write public exam, and then we'll maybe send it to them, since Confucia is not here. Then maybe the regional queue of person with disability, after sitting as the state authority, will finally say a word for what they have said.
Of the University of Buea, as per new blind student, the challenges were quite enormous. And I began thinking of what possibly we could do to, avoid the status quo, to improve what had gradually become the new normal, that blind students would, be pushed to stay only within special education. In fact, they had given a name to blind students that they are in a special program, special education. But it became paramount for blind. This is already leading me to talk about assistive technologies. There is no way that we can, as blind people in Africa, be able to compete with the rest of the world if we do not equip ourselves and make use and leverage inclusive digital technologies to accomplish our goals. There is no university in Cameroon that has inclusive libraries. There are no secondary schools in Cameroon with inclusive libraries, but for a few, like GBHS Bamenda. And how do students with visual impairment benefiting from offers like what FUHOSEA has just done? And I challenge you, my dear younger ones with visual impairment, to ensure that irrespective or that despite the challenges that have crowded your work to the highest point of the academia, you should still really strive to make the difference. Use what you have to get what you need. And I'm sure that the partners we have before you today, if you can really do well in your academic pursuit, then next year we should be talking about them donating computers, donating smartphones, so that you can do research at the comfort of your bedroom. Because if we had had all these things at our disposal, we will not be talking about disability. Disability refers to those physical barriers and barriers emanating from attitude that we have precluding access to meaningful inclusion and equitable participation. So if we can have these barriers shifted.
What has happened today, it is not as if it was easy as what we are saying. I'm happy that almost all of the journalists that are in this room, they are humanitarian reporters. I think they will agree with me that if it comes in terms of humanitarian activities, you have to get up to 25% of what you need as support. It is in that backdrop that the difficulties we faced in organizing this occasion this year was so enormous. For our students, let me inform you, what we have received today, it has reduced by half. Some even withdrawn, that the year was not easy for them and they could not come, hoping that maybe next year they can catch up.
NISA health, NISA mental health. All other protocols duly respected. I am so delighted to take the microphone in such a wonderful ceremony.
Another law that came out for the assistance and promotion of the rights of persons with disabilities. And that one was within the context of decentralization, where funds from the Ministry of Social Affairs were being sent to councils in the various councils in the Republic of Cameroon to support vulnerable persons. We also have the joint circular letter of Minas and Minasec that was signed in 2006, whereby persons or students with disabilities and those who have been born by disabled parents have the opportunity to be admitted in government secondary establishments free of charge without paying any fees. So if you are a parent who is here and has a disabled child and you are paying fees, I say no. You are instead going against the law, because the law says no payment of fees for disabled children. We also have the age waiver decree signed by the Prime Minister, where, because we think that persons with disabilities, most often they have retarded development. Most often, some persons with disabilities, they have retarded development. That alone usually disqualifies them from being recruited into public service, into other competitive entrance examinations. So the lawmakers, they sat and they came to a compromise, and they saw that because of this retardation in the development, they added persons with disabilities 5 years extra, meaning that if they launch a concours and they say this concours you must be 20 years, the highest you should be 20 years old and not more. But if it's a person with a disability, consider 25 years of age. So those are some of the advantages that have been given to persons with disabilities. So the government, the state, is working so hard to see that persons with disabilities are being taken care of.